Hi guys. Hi, hello. How are you guys doing? Come on now. I'm so excited. I've got so many questions from you guys. And then I thought of why not, you know, why not go live and then answer some of these questions from you. So you guys should come on in. It's just going to be like 40 minutes. We are going to talk. I'm going to answer your questions. And so leave your questions down there in the chat. This is just like a chit chat. And then I want to thank you guys for 3K subscribers. 3K amazing people like you. I'm just so excited. I'm so grateful. And I just want us to talk. So come on in. Say hi, hello when you get in, and then share it to someone else to know that we are coming. This is like a celebratory Q&A, live Q&A. So come on in, ask your questions. Let's talk. Let's just talk. So come on in, let's talk. And let me hi. Okay, so you leave in your name, where you're joining in from, and then you're gonna continue on with that. So tell me your name. Hi, where are you joining from? Yeah, where are you joining from? Then we can get to your questions. And thank you guys so much. For subscribing to the channel, for supporting me. I am so grateful for each and every one of you. So just okay, we have okay, so I'm gonna put the chat like this. Live chat. Okay. So leave in your questions. Okay, what do you want to know about proof of funds? So you have to tell me your name, because I'm reading the messages from my phone and I'm not seeing your name clearly show up. So just tell me your name, where you're joining from, and then leave in your questions in the chat. But then thank you guys so much for for subscribing to the channel, for supporting me, for sharing my content. Muzamil from Somalia. Sorry if I didn't mention it right. Muzamil from Somalia. Thank you so much for joining. Thank you for having you here. Share to someone, tell someone to tell someone to tell someone. Yeah, this is a live Q&A. So whatever questions you have, because I know a lot of you have sent questions to me, and I really want to be able to answer some of them. So you can, okay, you are Nazar from, okay, Nazar from Somalia. Okay. Hi, Nazar from Somalia. Thank you for having you here. Thank you for having you here. Hi, Dream Next Africa. Okay, I think for Dream Next, I could see his name. Yeah, okay. Dream Next Africa, thank you for coming on. I'm just so excited to have you here. It's just going to be 40 minutes. It's just going to be 40 minutes. So leave in your questions in the chat. I'm going to try as much as possible to answer as many questions that I receive. But then this is, a thank you live, to thank you guys. Thank you guys. Iso Kwabo Expert. Nazar, I don't understand your question. I think you've written it in maybe Somalia language or something, but then I don't understand the question at all. But then leave in your questions in the chat, and then I'm going to answer them. But then as I was saying initially, this is a thank you live, okay? So this is a thank you live to thank you guys for subscribing to the channel, for supporting me, for sharing my content, for liking my content. So I'm just so grateful to each and every one of you. Okay, so we have a question. Let's get going. A question from Dream Next Africa. I am from Rwanda. Okay, Rwanda. even if I did not come there in Italy, but I got more infos, and one day I'll visit you there. Rashid Amri from Rwanda. Okay, okay. Rashid Amri, thank you so much for joining. And it's so good that you have information regarding Italy, so that when you decide to come and study, you have loads of information to kind of like, to rely on. You know this, you know that, and then you are able to go through the process using the knowledge that you've gained. So that is so good. It feels so good to have you here, Rashid. Thank you so much. Okay, I have a question from Muzamil. Okay, now I can see your names. If I get admission, it's possible to get agents who pay me the money. Muzamil, I don't get your question. If you get admission and then an agent will be paying you the money, I don't get the question. Kindly reframe and then help me really understand it clearly, because I don't get it. But then thank you guys for joining. I'm so excited to have you here. So let me know. Like, you can drop your questions and then I will answer them. So just leave your questions in the chat and then I'll answer them. But then in the meantime, thank you guys for subscribing to the channel. Thank you guys for supporting me. Thank you guys for supporting my content. Thank you guys for everything that you do, for liking my videos, for sharing my videos, for commenting, even commenting on my videos. I appreciate each and every one of you. And each and every one of you mean a lot to me. I am so stunned, and I am so happy for how you guys want to find information in coming to, study in Italy, in how you guys are pressing in to want to know more about studying in Italy. I admire you guys for, how much you guys are pushing to really know about the opportunities in Italy. And I do my best to share with you guys the opportunities available in Italy. Okay, so I have a question. It's me at Muzamilo. Muzamilo, okay. Please make a video about requirements about proof of funds. Muzamilo, I actually have several videos on proof of funds. Just on my channel, you can just type proof of funds on my channel itself, and then it will release several videos, about proof of funds. So what you need to know, the money, the requirements, and everything, even if not necessarily about proof of funds, when you search for visa, any video on visa on my channel, you're going to get to know like all the details, because even in the visa requirements, proof of funds is part of it. Yeah, so there are many videos on my channel on that. Obviously, when the embassy releases their requirements for this year, this 2024-2025, I'm going to make videos about it. But then until then, you have to check the other videos on there. Other than that, if you have a specific question regarding proof of funds, then you can leave it in the chat and then I will answer it. Yeah. Then you can leave it in the chat and then I'll answer it. But then, yeah. So leave in your questions. Let's talk. Let's chat. Let me get to know you guys, each and every one of you. Hi. Okay, thank you. So you can just leave your questions in the chat and then I'll try as much as possible. Sorry guys, I lost connection. Can you guys hear me? I lost connection. Sorry guys. My iPhone got very how do I say it? The temperature got very high because of the sun. But then I'm back. Okay. So I have a question. Someone done. So hi, welcome. Okay, so I have a question from Dream Next Africa. I have an admission from University of Genoa through your videos, but I met some limitations. It was supposed to come in August last year, but my embassy appointment is in this year August. Where are you applying from? Where are you based? because if you had the admission, if you had admission last year, okay, but then your appointment is for this year, I guess. How possible? How is that? I'll apply for a new admission, or I'll continue with the old one. No, wait. If you got the admission last year, you always have to remember that there are deadlines that you're supposed to. So maybe deadline for you to come in, deadline for you to submit that of the DOV, the documents and everything, deadline for you to enroll and all of that. So if you did not meet those requirements, obviously is done. This year you have to apply, you have to newly apply for it, because you were supposed to come in last year or possibly early this year if the school allows it. But then if you were unable to come in, then I think you have to make a new application this year. Other than that, I think you should still reach out to the university and find out, that is, if you heard anything from them as a last year while you were waiting. So that is what I'm thinking, regarding that. But then, okay, as I'm from Rwanda, but embassy, wow, yeah, okay, you're from Rwanda, but then your embassy is in Uganda. Yeah, okay, I get it. Then if you're applying this year, I believe you have to start the process very early, because that means you have to go to, you have to make all you have to do all the process in the embassy in Uganda. So that means you have to start early so that you will be able to, process everything in time. Because I feel like probably you had processed it late as of last year. That is why you had gotten an appointment for this August. So I think if you should apply again this year, please start the process early. As of now, most of you should have already applied and waiting for, response, so that you can start the visa process early. Actually, that is what delays most people, is the visa process. It is not getting the admission. It is actually the visa process, because it takes a while. And then when you wait until that June, July, August period, it's like a hot season. Everyone is traveling, not necessarily coming to study, but people are coming into the Schengen area, for tourism and all of that. People are traveling for all kinds of reasons. So during that period, like, there's chokement in the embassy. So if you wait until that period, it will be very difficult for you to get, appointment. It's going to be very, very difficult for you, because you are now going to process that of DOV, and then you are now going to do the processes for that of the visa itself. So because of that, you have to be going back and forth to the embassy. And if you start late, just imagine if you get an appointment and then, it's far ahead. It's really going to delay you. Because even if you get the appointment and you go and put in everything, you put everything through, it's still going to take time for them to get back to you. So I highly advise you guys to really apply early as you can. Okay. After admission letter, what is the next step to do? What you guys must always know is, every time a university offers admission to you, they tell you the next step to take in your admission letter, or in the admission email that they send to you. They always tell you the next step to take. When you get admission, the next step for you to take in any university at all is for you to proceed to what? To pre-enroll. But then for you to pre-enroll on Universe Italy, that is actually a very, very important step. Without that, you cannot come into Italy and come and study, because your pre-enrolling on Universe Italy is actually what is going to give the school more details, and that's what is going to get the school to issue out the document that will be sent to your embassy in whichever country you're coming from. So because of that, it's very, very, very important that you go pre-enroll. So that's actually the next step. But then the reason why you always have to read the emails that the university sends to you is because it is in that email that they will tell you what documents you need to do the pre-enrollment. That is whether you need DOV or they accept senior statements of comparability. That one I cannot be the one to tell you. It is your university that will tell you in the email. Proceed. You can either bring to us DOV or you bring to us CMA statements of comparability. Some do not take CMA state of comparability. Others, only take DOV. Others as well, you can, whichever one you present to them, they are going to take it. But then it is by reading that email, that's what to give you a fair idea of where you need to go to, what you need to do. Because if you are going for DOV, obviously you need to start the process very, very early. If you're going for CMA statements of comparability, as at this time, the site is actually not, I'll say it's on hold at the moment, so probably to open later on, so that you know what options are available to you. But then, does it mean without your DOV you cannot complete your pre-enrollment? Yes, you can. You can send in your pre-enrollment on Universe Italy to your university, but then you will need the DOV to complete your enrollment. So it's either when you come to Italy, you submit it to the university, that is if the deadline they've given is within that time frame. Other than that, maybe you might later on, when you have the documents, you have to submit it to the university. You know all of this by the email that the university sends to you, and then the call for application. They stated like everything in that in the call. So you guys really need to be reading the details that your university sends to you. Okay, then I have another question from Atula Daniel. Please, can you throw more light on proof of funds, especially when one has no parents and the only option is sponsor? What are the chances? Okay, that's a very good question, Daniel. But then who are you referring as your sponsor? Because even your parents are considered as your sponsor. And it also depends on your country. Because some countries, they accept, they can accept anyone that's your sponsor as long as you can show how you guys are related, why this person is, sponsoring you. So it really depends on your country. But in some countries, the rules are actually very, very, very tight. It's only your parents or you yourself that you can, sponsor yourself. So it's either your parents or you yourself. And then other than that, they also do accept scholarships from, highly reputable organizations, to put it like that. Highly reputable organizations, because they want to know that this is real, and then the funds are really available to support you. In other countries as well, your uncle, your auntie can sponsor you, but only if they have the same surname with you. So Daniel, unless you tell me where you are coming from, unless they have the same surname with you, in some countries that is what they do. In Ghana, a family friend, and she's been helping, and I'm a Ghanaian. Okay, in Ghana, the rules as of last year, unless things change this academic year, from the requirements that will come from the embassy, but then as of last year, it is only you that can sponsor yourself or that of your parents. Anybody else that can sponsor you should be a legal guardian. So an example, even if your sister, even if your uncle, even if this family friend that you made mention of, that person needs to be your legal guardian. It means there should be something legally that is binding that person to assisting you. And you might not really understand, but then you have to understand these people in the sense that when this person, a family friend, today she can say she wants to sponsor you, you get into the country, and then she withdraws her sponsorship because she doesn't have any responsibility towards taking care of you. That's per the explanation that the embassies are giving, and it's actually makes sense. She doesn't have any responsibility to sponsor you. Unless legally she's binded as a legal guardian, she's binded to what? Sponsoring you. She's binded by to kind of like take care of you. She has responsibility towards you. And that is what they want to see. So unless this family friend, is your legal guardian, there's a document that shows that she's the one taking care of you after losing your parents and all of that. Unless that. Even if it's a sister, even if it's a brother, unless that person is still a legal guardian that is taking care of you. So if you guys have any documents, court documents or anything that shows that is good to go, then you're good to go. This person can sponsor you. Other than that, unless someone who lives in Italy, per the requirements as of last year, they said if someone lives in Italy, someone that you're related to, lives in Italy, that person can sponsor you. Not necessarily unless that person is your parents or something. But as long as you guys are related, the person can sponsor you. Because they want to be able to ascertain that this person has a form of responsibility towards you, and this person will actually sponsor you. And how do they do? It's much more easier with the people in Italy, because when you go and submit your bank account that you sponsor someone, like you are going to sponsor that person, it's far much more easier to ascertain the truth in what the person is saying, if the person is living here in Italy, or if the person is in Ghana and the person is related to you, so your parents or yourself. So that is something that you really have to understand, because there have been several students. You might think that is not really fair, but then there have been several students that have come in, and then these people redo, their sponsorship, because the person doesn't owe that. The person doesn't owe you that. If it's your mother, if it's your father, they owe you the responsibility. Even if wherever they will find the money, we see our parents, wherever they will find the money, they'll work and send in the money to support you. You're going to get scholarship, that is true. Your tuition is going to be reduced, that is true. But then, before the embassy will issue out the visa for you to come in, they will need to know, they will need to see that, you have the means to support yourself. Because if you come in August, scholarship money comes in November, December. How do you survive until then? That is why they need that proof of funds. When the scholarship money comes, whatever you do with your proof of funds, nobody cares. If you don't use that money, nobody cares. But then, having that money is what will let them give you the visa. So that is one thing that you really have to take note of. If you get a scholarship, then that is good. You have the MICE scholarship, all of that, then that is good. Much pressure is not put on your proof of funds. But then you should always take note, as long as, you must still show something. So even if you must still show the 6,000, even with that, but then it's not that much of a pressure on that. Sometimes they do, they do let you get away with that, as long as the scholarship is from your university, coming from MICE, coming from IYT, coming from the regional scholarships. They're always going to look at when the money is going to come, and then they will still need you to show some proofs within the period that the money is going to come. So at least you should always have a sponsor. You should always have someone that will someone that will kind of like sponsor you. So you just show that amount to be on the safer side. And then one thing I actually want to talk about proof of funds. I want to talk about that of having a sponsor, because we saw a situation as last year. If someone is sponsoring you and the embassy is asking for 6,000 euros, please, the person doesn't only need to show 6,000 euros. We saw those mistakes as last year. So many people got rejected. Because, an example, if I am your sponsor and I'm sponsoring you, if I only have 6,000 that is required by the embassy in my account, after I'm done using that money to sponsor you, how do I take care of myself? So the embassy, these are some of the reasons that gets people their visas rejected. The person should have enough to sponsor you and be able to take care of themselves. So the account you're showing need to show that this person has enough to sponsor themselves. How much do I need to be able to apply? Somewhat done. So you're asking for that of how much you need with proof of funds. As last year, it was 6,000 euros. But then this year, obviously, it's going to increase. But then it's not out yet from the embassy, so we don't know as of this year. But then expect an increase, maybe up to 6,500 or probably up to 7,000. Okay. Then I have a question from Chidenia. Okay. Do we apply for Invest Your Talent after we get the acceptance letter, like for Bologna University? No, as long as you've applied to the university, that is part of the Invest Your Talent in Italy scholarship. You can apply for the Invest Your Talent. And please, guys, it's ending soon. It's ending on 1st March. So you guys need to, it's ending early March. So if you've not applied yet, please, as long as your country is part of the list, and then as long as, the program you're offering or you're choosing to study is part of the program featured by IYT, I highly recommend that you go on ahead and apply for it. Okay, I'm from Somalia. I have University Italy portal last year. I can apply again. Same email in last year. I don't understand the question. If you can apply this year again, yeah, you can apply to a university in Italy. Even if you got acceptance last year and then you couldn't come in, you can always apply this year. Yeah, so I think if I got the question correctly, then probably I'm answering correctly, right? Then I have a question. There's a question again from Ezohe Gift. 6,000 euros is the amount of proof of funds when applying for visa. Yes, that was answered last year. That amount is for your living expenses in Italy. So that was answered last year. That's what the embassy stated. You need that to show. But then as of this year, as I was saying, the requirements are not yet out from the embassy. So expect an increase. So just prepare something, more than that to be sure. Wait, my phone is, let me charge it. Let me charge it. Okay. Can you repeat the name of the university
Charger plugged in.
Ellen Richie, which university are you talking about? But can you guys hear me? Can you guys really hear me clearly? Can you guys hear me clearly? Let me know in the chat. Probably if I need to increase my phone volume or something. Okay. Sulaimun Oluwaseun. Sorry if I didn't mention your. Yes, we can hear you. Okay, that's good. Okay, so I have a question from Sulaimun. I have an uncle in the UK who bear my surname. I want to use him as my sponsor. I will claim. You will claim it's your father. Hello, Sulaimun. Can it work out, please? No, you cannot claim he's your father if he's not your father. You've forgotten that you have birth certificate and everything that shows who your father is. So you cannot claim it's your father. It depends on whichever country you're coming from. But then if this your uncle in the UK wants to sponsor you and has the same surname, present him as your uncle. Let him write a sponsorship letter for you why he wants to sponsor you. Show his proof of funds. I don't know where you're coming from. Just like I said, with proof of funds, it always depends on where you're coming from. Because each and every embassy and their rules. So you can leave with whichever country you're coming from in the chat to help me have a clearer idea. But please, you don't have to fake anything. You don't have to, claim anything that is not correct. Because that will you get bitten by that. So no, you don't need to. Your uncle can sponsor you in some countries, and fair enough. The good thing about it is you're saying that he has the same surname with you. So in some countries, yes, he can, as long as he has the same surname with you. That increases your chances. But then let me know which country you're joining in from, so that I'll be able to know how best to really answer that question. But please, you don't have to frame anything. Don't lie to them that it's your father. Because if it's not your father, they know it is not your father. And at the end of the day, okay, this is so good. It is the embassy that you're going to. Remember, you have to provide to them the family stat. You tell them who your father is, who your mother is, the family stat, how you're related to these people. You're going to take it to that same embassy. So they will know who your father is. So please, don't stress yourself about that. Don't lie. Don't do anything. He can sponsor you in some countries. So just let me know the country. Okay, so I have a question from Shedenia. Sorry if I didn't mention it correctly. Yeah, you made a video about invest your talent for Bologna, but then I couldn't apply for IYT. How can I apply? Thank you. No. Okay. No. You didn't get it. It is not actually invest your talent for Bologna. It is international talents. Okay, that is Bologna's scholarship. So every university in Italy has its own like has its own university scholarship, which are usually merit based on your merit. So for the University of Bologna, their their university scholarship, they call it International Talents of Unibo, or International Talents at Unibo. So that is the scholarship name for the university. So that's a university scholarship. So if you've gotten admission to Bologna, or you've applied to the University of Bologna, you can apply for that scholarship using the method that I showed you in that video. But then that is not part of IYT. That is actually a university scholarship, a scholarship for the University of Bologna. Like an example, that of Padova's scholarship, like university scholarship, is that of the international, is that of the scholarship that it has for international students as well. So every university and how they choose to call their university scholarship. So that is what you should take note of. But then there's not invest your talent, not at all. So Padova calls it's university scholarship, Padova Excellence Awards or scholarships. Bologna calls it international talents, at Unibo. And then other people, other universities also have different names for their university scholarship. Okay. The one you said the deadline is first month. Ellen Richie, the deadline, that is invest your talent in Eastleigh. And unfortunately, I think Ellen Richie are coming from Ghana, right? If you're from Ghana, you can invest. That is invest your talent in Eastleigh. It is a scholarship. But then you should have applied to a partner university first. Even though you have not gotten acceptance, you should have applied. Then you include that university in the application that you'll be making for invest your talent. So yeah. Sulemun Oluwasum, you are from Nigeria. Yeah, from Nigeria, there's a high possibility that your uncle can sponsor you, especially since you're saying he has the same surname with you, unless things change this year. But I know a lot of people that, some people that came in and then it was, their relations like uncle, aunties, that kind of like sponsored them. So you don't have to fake anything at all. You just have to speak to your uncle. He needs to have the required amount in his bank account. He also needs to write a letter stating that he wants to sponsor you. A sample of how the letter can look like. Obviously, he can write what he wants, but then a sample of how the letter can look like is on my Topmate platform, topmate.io @Anita_Sowa. So you can get the sample there. It's there for free. You can take a look at it, and then he writes what he wants to write, why he wants to sponsor you, and how. I think in that letter as well, he can show, because they want to see that the person sponsoring you, has a sense of responsibility towards you to sponsor you. So maybe someone mentioned that their parents are dead and something like that. So maybe in that letter, the person can say, maybe since the father died or the mother died, seeing the potential he has, it is him. Whoever is your sponsor can craft it, to sell it out to the people at the embassy. But then an uncle, yes, it's those like family, friends, and all of that. That I think it's going to be highly difficult to get that person to sponsor you. Okay, then I have, is the University of Genoa scholarship application still open, and how can I apply? I advise that you check the university's portal to find more details about that. I advise that you check that to find more details about that. Okay, so I have a question. Okay, thank you. So I can apply for international scholarship after the acceptance letter, right? You don't need to have the acceptance letter if you have applied to Bologna. And if I think even as long as you've applied to Bologna, you can apply for this. As long as you are sure that you get acceptance, you can apply for this. Because probably if you are waiting, because I'm thinking, if you are waiting, for example, if you just apply to Bologna, or you'll be applying to Bologna in that of March, because Bologna will be opening again in March. If you apply then, the scholarship is almost, the time frame for the scholarship to end, you might not meet up the time frame before you get an acceptance letter. So it's highly, it will delay you. So as long as you've applied to Bologna, you can apply for the scholarship without waiting until you get acceptance letter. Yeah, GEM channel. Yeah. IYT isn't available for Nigerians. Yes, unfortunately, there are just some few countries on the list for IYT. But then you guys should, be ready for MyC when it opens, like several countries, like around 113. I don't know if maybe they are going to update it this year, but then several countries are part of IYT. Several countries are part of the MyC scholarship, so you guys can actually look to applying for that. Zamin, hi Zamin, hi Sauko, hi. Okay, I have a question from Keisha for real. I'll be ending the live in 10 minutes, not in 6 minutes actually. Can you resend your video link you did for Bologna Uni? It's actually on my channel. It was I think it's part of the recent videos or something. So you just search international talents at Bologna or University of Bologna scholarship on my channel. That search box there, you can just search it there and then you find it. But then I cannot resend it to you on the live. It's not highly possible for me to resend it to you. So just search on the channel and then go take a look at it and see if that's something that really interests you. So any last but one questions, I'll be ending the session I'll be ending the live in about 5 minutes. But then while I wait for some more questions from you, I want to thank you guys for subscribing to the channel, for supporting me. I want to thank you guys for 3K subscribers. I want to thank you guys for the support, for continually sharing my content. I'm really grateful for each and every one of you. Okay, so I have a question. When does MyC scholarship open? MyC will open around May, June there. MyC opens May, June there. So for now, you can be looking at applying to the university scholarship, those ones that are open. Yes. And then those who apply to Bologna during the first call, you can obviously apply to Bologna's regional scholarship, Bologna's scholarship as well, the normal scholarship, university scholarship as well. So yeah, there are several opportunities. Hope you will give us an update when MyC opens. When MyC opens, I'll give you guys the updates and all the details for this academic year. I'll share with you guys as well. And then soon I'll be making a video on about 14 fully funded regional scholarships in Italy, so that it kind of like helps you have a fair idea about it, because every region and its regional scholarship and the name they have for it, the size they have for it. So even though that content is part of my scholarship ebooks, I'm going to share it with you guys. I'm going to show you the various fully funded regional scholarships in Italy, so that you get to know if you're coming to Bologna, which is in the Emilia Romagna region. If you're coming to Parma, what regional scholarship can you apply to? If you are going to Padova, what regional scholarship can you apply to? If you are going to Camerino, what regional scholarship can you apply to? If you are going to Bergamo, what regional scholarship can you apply to? Because these lessons are in different regions in Italy, and they are under different fully funded regional scholarships. So I'm going to try as much as possible to also make that video and share all the details that you guys need to know with you. Okay, so I have a last question from Daniel before I log off from this live. Please, I have admissions from the University of Pavia and the University of Padova. Well done. That's good. Please, which of the schools do you think might be good, since I'm not able to apply MyC and IIT due to age limit? Well, Padova is good. Pavia is good. Now, what I want you to look at in deciding among the universities is, first of all, the program that you're going to study there in any of these universities, which of them interests you more? Which of them are you much more curious about? Then the next thing is consider the opportunities in these universities and the opportunities in the cities that you're going to. Padova is a great place. The city is a great place. Pavia is also a great place. So I cannot sit online and just tell you choose this, choose that. I want you to rather consider several other things. Look at the cost of living in Padova. Look at the cost of living in Pavia, and then decide among them. Also, do look at the opportunities in the university as well. So for Padova, have they considered you for their scholarship, the Padova Excellence Award? If they considered you, that 8,000, bro, plus pick Padova, okay? If they've considered you for that scholarship, pick it. If Pavia as well, the scholarship that the university has, they've considered you for it, then you can look at it, look at the money, not just the money though. You can look at the money and then add the other things I've spoken about that you can consider, the opportunities there, the cost of living, everything, and then you make the decision. But then well done, like you've done a good job for getting, admission into these two universities. They are all good and great universities. So you've actually like really, really, really done well. So if you want more thoughts about that, you can always send me an email. Don't DM me on Instagram. Rather send me an email and I'll give you some indicators for you to look at. But then at the end of the day, always go with what you feel right for you. Go with the university that you feel like is right for you, because I can tell you choose this, but then that might not necessarily be what you want, because it's you that is also going to study the program, and then it depends on the programs that you chose for these universities and how these universities actually deliver the program. So that can be an indicator for you as well. A university with an interesting program, they have an interesting method of tackling that program, can also be something that you can look at when you're choosing among these two universities. So this is actually like very, very good, very, very good. Like we love it like this. When you guys are shakos, when you guys are studying and then you're looking out for the opportunities, it's actually like really, really good, because that's the goal. As long as you are studying, you're putting effort to study, the opportunities that are available anywhere, everywhere, you must get that opportunity. You must hear of it. You must be able to benefit from it. That is why you must get to know of these scholarships that are available in these universities. And that's the reason why I do what I do. Because if you are studying, if you have the grades, you need to be able to get scholarship. You need to be able to be aware of scholarship that are available, so that you get to study for almost nothing, because you're putting in the effort to study. So you need to be able, like, if the opportunities are available, like, you should be able to get to know about these opportunities. So that is the motivating factor, because there are so many brilliant people in Ghana, there are so many brilliant people in Nigeria, there are so many brilliant people across Africa who don't know of scholarship opportunities, and they're just there. Their brilliancy, it gets wasted. Their good grades just get wasted, and because of that, that is why you guys need to know of these opportunities. I came across a student. He had he has first class. He doesn't know of these opportunities. He's in his home country and he has completed school. He has not gotten a job, and then you can just imagine I don't want to say anything online. Yes, but then these are some of the reasons why I do what I do, because if you are studying, you're making the grades, you're putting in the effort, you need to know of the opportunities available, and then you need to be able to benefit from it, because we have the brain in Africa, and most of us must also get the opportunities available. And like to ask for the reference for incomes on Okele Joseph. I don't understand what you're saying. But then Brooke Testful just joined. Thank you so much for joining. Hi, I'm doing well. I'm doing fantastic. It's great to have each and every one of you here. I'm going to take leave of you, Okele Joseph. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that as well. So thank you guys so much for the support, for sharing the content on my channel, and also for wanting to improve it. So that is actually what inspires me the most. Thank you guys that you are studying, Thank you guys that you're putting in the effort. Thank you guys that you're willing to put the map of Africa, like, where it needs to be. And thank you guys so much that you are willing to study and take, and also take, get to grab the opportunities that are available for you. So I appreciate each and every one. I admire each and every one of you, because each and every student is unique, and the sacrifices that you guys make to, to study, to make the grades that you guys have, to kind of like come online, get to hear about opportunities and all of that, for you to even be able to join this live. I see the sacrifices that you guys make to be able to know about opportunities that are available across, Europe, across Americas and all of that. So I appreciate each and every one of you and admire each and every one of you. And what I'll leave with you on this live is, I am praying that all of your dreams, I'm praying that the universities you have applied to, I'm praying that we'll all get good results, we'll be able to hear good news. And I'm praying that your efforts, as you put efforts into the things that you do, it will come back, it will be multiplied by the grace of God. Okay, Bruce is asking, I want to apply for bachelor degree in Italy. Suggest me the best university, give scholarship, and I drop out from the university for mechanical engineering. I don't get it. You don't have to drop out of university. If for you to know which university is best for you, I cannot tell you what is the best university online. You just have to search on Universe Italy, and then search for universities that matches the program you want to study. And there are several universities that give scholarships, so that shouldn't even worry you at all. Just look for the program you are interested in, and then we start from there. Then you look at the scholarship opportunities available in that university. Then, Kesha, for real, if you are doing a contract job that is about to end, is it advisable to get a reference letter from the job on an educational list, like someone who was not your lecturer that know you? Well, it's very, very good if it's a lecturer that knows you, because the reference, they must show how they really related with you during your studies, how good you were. But then if it's someone that is someone that is educationally up there, and then the person is also willing to give the reference, just look at the university requirements. Sometimes they'll just tell you your lectures, sometimes they'll tell you, they'll be like, you can submit even from your employer. So just look at the requirements from the specific university you're applying for, and then just follow that. Your employer, yes, but then if you're saying that you are leaving the job, I'm not really sure, but then your old boss can always leave a review for you. I'll just advise that you look at the requirements that the university is asking for regarding the referee, so that it guides you clearly on what to do next. Kind messages. I was wondering whether you would a diary and the dates for your kind messages, and I was wondering whether you Okelo Joseph, I don't understand. Thank you for the last few days. We will have the documents ready for the first week. Okelo Joseph, I don't really understand, but then thank you guys. Most university is for masters, but for bachelors they give it in Italy language. Brooke is because you are not actually searching well, because if you are searching, there are some universities that offer bachelors in English as well. There are some programs that are offered in English. It's true, it's not as it's not that much as you can get for master's program. But then yes, there are universities that offer bachelors in English. There are universities that offer bachelors in English. So just go to the list, the university, and check for the programs that are available. It also depends on which university you are going for but then yes, upon receiving admission, there are any other expenses to be made to the school, for example, enrollment fee. You have to look at the enrollment fee, because they have the deadlines for when you are supposed to pay the enrollment fee as well, and all other, because there are other expenses that you incur after getting admission in a university. Yes. If you've not received admission yet, can you apply for IYT? Yes, you can. As long as you have applied to the university that you are including in your IYT, you can go on ahead. if you've not received it yet, and then your country is part of the list, and then the program you're going for is also part of the list, yeah, it makes sense for you to apply for it. Yes, that is it. I will leave you guys. I have to log off, but then thank you guys for joining me on this live. I appreciate each and every one of you. Wishing you guys the very best. It's great to be able to answer some of your questions. I will see you in my next video that will be dropping soon, in the coming week. But then have a great Sunday. I'll see you another time. Wishing you guys all the very best. Bye. Bye. Ciao a tutti.